Good evening and welcome to another edition of Jayhawk Sports Report. Alongside my co-anchor Travis Calvin, I'm Matt Kaufman. You didn't see us last week on account of fall break, but the sports world didn't take a break without us.
We've got a loaded show for you today, including we'll be taking a look at the volleyball team's newest ranking, Sheikh Diallo's newest preseason accolade, as well as previewing Game 3 of the ALCS tonight. Kansas football team's losing streak continued Saturday after they were defeated by the Texas Tech Red Raiders 30-20. Despite another strike in the loss column, Kansas may have reason to hope for the future. That hope is Ryan Willis. Ryan Willis finished the afternoon with a pretty decent stat line. Willis was 35 of 50 for 330 yards and 2 touchdowns. His biggest flaw was a pick six by Texas Tech to seal the game late in the fourth quarter, though. Willis wasn't the only Kansas player to turn heads. DeAndre Mann rushed for a total of 107 yards on 15 attempts. On the receiving end, Trey Parmalee had 5 catches for 84 yards and 1 touchdown. Defensively, Kansas was the most aggressive they had been all season, recording 5 sacks and an interception. Prior to Saturday, they only recorded a total of 7 sacks. Still to come on the Jayhawk Sports Report, the rowing team had its strong performance in its first meet of the season.
Plus, we'll reveal who the Jayhawk Sports Report MVP of the week is. Stay tuned.
On the boards out there, guys. This is your territory, Grimson. Do your job.
Grimson.
Hello?
Hi, honey. What? Now? All right. The itsy bitsy spider climbed up the water spout. Down came the rain and washed the spider out. Out came the sun and dried up all the rain, and the itsy bitsy spider climbed up the spout again.
I love you, Daddy.
I love you too, sweetheart.
Hey, it's my girl.
You know, my daughter.
Love. Pass it on. A message from the Foundation for a Better Life.
After a rare close win last Wednesday against Baylor in Waco, that kept the Jayhawks record unblemished, the Kansas volleyball team returns home to Lawrence this Wednesday to host another Big 12 opponent. The Jayhawks will look to extend their 18-match winning streak against Oklahoma on Wednesday at the Horsch Family Athletic Center. First serve against the Sooners is set for 6:30 p.m.
And the Kansas rowing team got its fall season underway on Sunday afternoon in successful fashion. The Kansas rowing team captured 2 wins on the day, along with 9 top 5 finishes during the 3rd annual season-opening Jayhawk Jamboree at the Kansas River at Bircham Park. Senior Maggie Duncan and junior Maddie Ireland placed first in the women's pair race, with 5 other top 10 finishes by Jayhawks in the race. In the varsity 8 300-meter sprint tournament, the first ever for the event, Kansas A boat edged out Kansas B boat in the semifinal. The Jayhawks advanced to face Tulsa in the finals, where Tulsa came out on top with a time of 102.88 compared to Kansas's 103.77. The Jayhawks will conclude the fall portion of its schedule at the Tulsa Fall Invitational in Tulsa, Oklahoma on November 6th. And the Kansas women's soccer team had their 3-match win streak snapped on Friday night in Morgantown against the 3rd-ranked team in the nation, West Virginia. 2 goals in the opening 20 minutes lifted the Mountaineers to a 6-0 victory against the Jayhawks. The loss dropped KU to 8-6-1 on the year and 3-2-0 in the Big 12. Good for 4th in the conference. The Jayhawks are once again on the road next weekend for their final Big 12 matches of the season. KU kicks off the weekend at Texas Tech on Friday at 7 p.m. and finishes against Oklahoma State in Stillwater on Sunday at 1.
Freshman Cheryl Lochetti continues to impress for the women's cross-country team. Lochetti finished 4th place overall as she helped lead KU women to a 19th place finish at the Pre-National Invitational on Saturday at EP Tom Sawyer Park. Lochetti's 4th place finish was the best ever finish for a Jayhawk at the event. The Kansas men's team finished 29th as a team, led by senior Jacob Morgan in 82nd place. The Kansas Jayhawks now have 2 weeks before the Big 12 championships in Stillwater, Oklahoma on October 31st.
And Kansas freshman Sheikh Diallo has been named to the 20-member watch list for the 2016 Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Center of the Year Award, which recognizes the top center in men's college basketball. Diallo was also named the 2016 preseason Big 12 Freshman of the Year by the league coaches. Diallo joins teammates Perry Ellis, Wayne Selden, Sviatoslav Mikhaik, And Frank Mason is Jayhawks named a preseason watch list by the Naismith Hall of Fame. Perry Ellis was named to the Karl Malone Award list, recognizing the nation's best power forward. Selden and Mikhaik were named to the Julius Erving Award list, recognizing the nation's best small forward. And Frank Mason was named to the Bob Cousy Award list, recognizing the nation's best point guard. So, really cool to see all this preseason basketball buzz for the Jayhawks. But you know, postseason baseball is on everyone's mind right now.
Yep, the Royals are going to be very exciting here tonight. They're playing the Toronto Blue Jays, Game 3 of the ALCS. They're in Toronto, though, so that's going to be a little bit different than playing at home at the K. But
Absolutely. And coming up on Jayhawk Sports Report, we will preview as the Royals look to take a 3-0 lead in the ALCS. Stay with us.
Well, you're wrong.
I'm wrong. You're the one who misrepresented the facts.
Misrepresent the facts? Are you kidding? Your proposal is ridiculous.
You have no right to call
You
anyone
are the
stupid.
worst example of
Nick,
politics.
I stand for
You
something.
flip-flop.
I stand for something.
Flip-flopper, flip-flopper.
Your proposal is ludicrous.
My
It's
proposal will
ludicrous.
go exactly the way I say it
Over
will.
my dead body.
I think somebody needs a timeout.
That's the power of one.
I motion that I be issued the timeout, and
Wow, me too.
yeah, for sure, you should get a timeout.
I apologize.
And I motion that I start showing more respect.
Civility. Pass it on.
will the Royals Magic travel with them tonight to Toronto? The Blue Jays sure don't hope so. After another 7th inning comeback that saw the Royals score 5 runs to rally back from down 0-3, eventually winning the game 6-3, the Royals seem to have all the momentum heading into tonight's pivotal matchup in Game 3. Johnny Cueto will be on the mound for KC tonight, coming off his last outing. It was a dominant showing against the Astros in Game 5 of the ALDS. Opposite of Cueto on the mound tonight for Toronto will be Marcus Stroman. First pitch for tonight's Game 3 is set for 7:07 p.m., and you can catch all the action on Fox Sports 1.
So you, the viewers, have voted, and you've decided that the Jayhawk Sports Report MVP of the week is none other than freshman quarterback Ryan Willis. Willis was 35 for 50 on the afternoon against Texas Tech and threw for over 330 passing yards on the day. Along with 2 touchdowns and an interception, he led a Jayhawk comeback that fell just short.
Willis was the first true freshman quarterback at Kansas to throw for a touchdown pass since Todd Reesing in 2006. Willis's 330 passing yards were also the most by a Jayhawk since Todd Reesing in 2009. So no, Matt, Todd Reesing, that's a pretty big name for a freshman quarterback to be compared to, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. It really inspires hope, especially considering he is a true freshman quarterback. You know, this experience for him is invaluable, especially as he goes into his next year and then his upperclassmen years
It's
as well.
definitely going to be exciting to see what the quarterback battle situation is going to be for when Montel Cozart is healthy again. That's going to be interesting to see how that's going to turn out.
David Beatty sure has a tough task ahead of him once Cozart comes back from injury, that's for sure.
Yes, he does.
Well, that's all the time we have for Jayhawk Sports Report today. Be sure to follow us both on Twitter, myself at @CatMoffman, him at Calvin_Travis, if I'm not mistaken, for all your latest KU sports news.
Thanks for joining us. Catch us here, same place, same time next week. Good evening, Jayhawks.